Hi everyone, welcome back to another Who Would Win with me, guy who does the Who Would Wins. Again, I've never really worked out a coherent intro for this series, but whatever. So this week is the Battle of the Rage Mongers, the Rage Incarnate. This is Hulk, Incredible Hulk from Marvel, versus Asura from Asura's Wrath, the video game. Now, I picked these two because this is one I have seen a little bit of. Not many people asking for this fight. A lot of times I see people asking for Hulk versus Broly, and Hulk's going to beat Broly in the long run. But this is one where I'm like, who's someone else who's basically Rage Incarnate? Who is really going to be someone who's going to be a good fight for Hulk? And I remembered Asura's Wrath. I never played Asura's Wrath, and I kind of regret it. I kind of really wanted to play Asura's Wrath when it was out. I'm sure I could find it and play it if I really tried, but so I'm like, okay, this guy's like Rage Incarnate. So yeah, let's put these guys together. So we'll start off with Hulk. Now, Bruce Banner. You can't talk about Hulk without talking about Bruce Banner. Bruce Banner is Bruce Banner. He was a scientist, brilliant gamma radiation, all that stuff. Accident. We all know the story. He can turn into a Hulk when he gets really angry or his adrenaline is increased. So, Bruce Banner stands, I believe, at 5'10", like 150 pounds or something like that. He is a genius. He is a flat-out genius. He's one of the smartest men in the Marvel universe. To the point where when Norman Osborn was one asked who was more afraid of the Hulk or Banner, he was more afraid of Banner because he's the smarter of the two. And if Hulk and Banner are working together and Hulk's got the power of Hulk but intelligence of Banner, then he is completely and utterly freaking hordes. That's War Hulk. That's I believe War Scarred Hulk. That's very bad Hulk to go against. But anyway, we're not talking about Banner because Banner's really going to lose this fight. No, we're talking about Hulk. So when he transforms into Hulk, the General Hulk, Savage Hulk is normally known, he's roughly between the height of 7 and 8 feet, roughly between 1,000 to 1,400 pounds. Now, as we all know, Hulk has an array of abilities, but the key ones are his super strength, his super durability, super jumping, healing factor along those things, and rage-infueled power. The angrier he gets, the stronger he is. The more adrenaline and the longer the adrenaline is pumping, the stronger he gets. So, I mean, his feats include lifting a mountain. We don't know the actual limit of his strength either. We don't know, in fact, we don't know the limits of a lot of his abilities. But he's strong enough to lift a 150 billion ton mountain. That's a lot. And he's fast. He's actually very quick too. He can jump literally enough to reach the Earth's atmosphere, and so he can literally jump in a single bound, more or less. He can. His adrenaline capabilities are basically as strong, if not stronger, than Wolverine's. He at one point had all the outer flesh, skin ripped from his body, just like that, and his skin and muscle and stuff regenerated quickly afterwards, like within minutes. He once had his stomach just literally sliced open. He had to hold his finger. He had to hold his stomach together to keep it closed. Healed in a minute. His thumb got caught in his stomach, so he ripped his thumb out and healed again. Just very. It's like now I'm more pissed off. His endurance and durability is also factored in by his rage. So the longer that lasts, the tougher he becomes. He's also got mental shielding, and you can see ghosts, which is interesting. Not really much of a factor in this. He can create a sonic boom with his, or what's known as the thunderclap. He can create the thunderclap, which is basically a giant shockwave with his hands to knock over weaker opponents and things along those lines. Now, when talking about the Hulk, you got to talk about the personality of the Hulk. The Hulk is Rage Incarnate. The angrier he gets, strongest, but it's actually a bit of a all things considered, it's a self-defense mechanism, more or less. The Hulk still gets angrier the longer he fights, and as long as people are coming at him. And he is very much Rage Incarnate, but he can calm himself down. And while he can be blinded by rage, he can calm himself down. In fact, the Hulk has an actual personality. First off, is actually quite intelligent, believe it or not. He's actually very well. I mean, that may partly be because of Banner, but at the same time, it's very possible that it's not because of Banner. He could just actually be very intelligent. But he's also, if you if you read things like What If, this is the end story, even though it's a what if story, it still places the personality of the character. Like the Hulk, this is the end, or the Hulk, the end. The Hulk really just wants to be left alone. Normally he can live in peace really much. generally speaking. And in the Ultimate Universe, he can even the Ultimate Universe, he found Buddhism and a harem of women. So so the Hulk is actually very intelligent, and generally, if you're not bothering the Hulk, he's actually quite peaceful. Problem is, when the Hulk's out, normally it's in a situation where he's not going to be at peace. So as long as an opponent keeps trying to attack him, or keep coming at him or pissing him off, he's just going to keep getting angry and stronger. I mean, that being said, the Hulk's not invincible. That being said, he has very strong mental barriers. But he's not immune to magics per se, and there are beings in the Marvel Universe that are vastly stronger than him. I mean, Thanos has gone on record saying even Hulk strongest is, but Thanos has more or less beaten the Hulk more than not of the times they've fought. Grant with help, or what it should be. It was the other way. Hulk has stopped Thanos with help, but also you go up against things like Eternity, Galactus, things along those lines. Hulk's not the strongest in the Marvel Universe, but he is one of the strongest beings in the Marvel Universe. So that is Hulk. Now we get into Asura. Now Asura, actually finding out Asura's abilities was not extremely hard. Gauging things like strength and speed and stuff like that, it's harder to do, but I'll do my best. It was actually the thing I had trouble gauging was his actual physical stature, what his height and weight was. All I could really do was go by images and estimate how tall he was, and his base form, because he has multiple forms that get bigger. If I were to guess, because as far as I can tell, it's not really specified. He's probably looks around 6'3" and weighs about probably a good even 250 of pure raging muscle. Now he is a demigod who, oh man, I don't know a lot of. I read the lore, and I'm going to do the best I can for the story. If anyone wants to correct me in the comments, by all means, I'm doing this by cliff notes more or less. So he's a demigod who's more or less part of a guardian group. A lot of them based off the 7 deadly sins, more or less, and his mantra, as it was wrath. Now, mantra is basically cosmic spiritual energy that is used for powers and things like that, and it comes from an array of sources, mainly from human souls and praying, but it also can be embodied by the emotional aspect that these characters, in this case Asura, its wrath, possess. Now, Asura was one of the strongest of the guards, and is more or less immortal unless defeated by beings of equal or greater power. But even then, he's immortal to the sense that he will reincarnate after that, but it might take a while. The story apparently took place over a span of 12,000 years plus, so yeah. Now, Asura has a wife and a daughter who he loves very much. And despite being the incarnate of wrath in this universe, he's actually not a ragemonger. He likes a good fight, but he's very good-hearted in the sense that if he sees someone doing something horrible, seeing a wrong being committed, not only will he go stand up for that, he will track down that son of a bitch to their grave. He values the lives of the innocent. He hates when innocent lives are at risk or used for sacrifices. That's why he actually went against the gods, apparently, who were using human souls for mantra, depending on how it's pronounced. He hates those who value themselves. Basically, anyone with an ego. If I were to do this fight against, say, Yujiro Hanma from the last one, or one of the Gear ones, when he fought Akuma, oh god, he would hate Yujiro, but he was also, despite as strong as Yujiro is, he would wreck Yujiro Hanma. He would wreck him. And he's capable of forming strong bonds with individuals too, and forming good, lasting friendships with them. And as I said, he'll pursue someone through him. Now, in terms of the abilities of him, a lot of his abilities come from his mantra forms, but you can't talk about being a demigod without talking about his actual physical abilities. And his physical abilities are demigod level, or near god level. Now, we don't know the vast extent of his abilities, but I can tell you that I believe in I'm pretty sure his base form. I'm going to, in fact, just do one quick check here. Azura's Wrath and height. No, Azura's Wrath anyway. So Azura's Wrath. So Azura, 1 second. Come on, where is he? Azura? Well, anyway, I'm going to say it was his base form, what is known as the, one second, the Vajra form. The Vajra Asura. Excuse me, Vajra Asura. So, as Vajra Asura, and I'm possibly mispronouncing that, I know it's Asura. So, come on, where are the characters? Asura's Wrath, I get that. Yeah, no, as Asura, Vajira Asura, he stopped Wyzen, who was another god, who was, I think he's a wizard, more or less, but he can take the form of a giant god, more or less. Now, anyone who's played this game knows what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the Wyzen feat here. But, Wyzen literally turned into his ultimate form, which was more or less the size of the Earth, and he was just hanging out in space, and about to crush him with his finger as such. Asura stopped this by punching his finger, and the resulting force caused Wyzen to be defeated. I'm going to repeat that because it bears repeating. This man took on a Galactus type being and beat him in one punch. Now I could actually be wrong on the one punch thing, but Zero's Wrath. 1 second. Zero's Wrath, and then Wiki. Come on, where's Azura? There he is, Azura. So 1 second. I just want to really get the Wyzen feet down correctly, so I'm referencing this correctly. So 1 second here. Let's see, Wyzen. There we go. Wyzen, like Eisen, but not quite. Wyzen. I don't know why I'm doing that. So there we go. The Wyzen. There's a Wyzen, and then let's see now. Azura. So where is this? Where? And so when Wyzen full power transfer to yourself. Okay, and then yeah, I think no, yeah, he was in a 6-arm form, but it's more or less just so. So yes, he was in his secondary form, which is, forgive me, the computer's lagging just a bit because I probably brought open another window, and just I wanted to be sure. So yes, he was technically in a secondary form, a slightly stronger form of his base form, which has 6 arms. That being said, with a single punch, he took out a Galactus-sized foe. That's pretty freaking nuts. And that's not his strongest form. So his form is fueled by rage. The angrier he gets, the stronger he actually gets. Similar to Hulk. Now his Vajra form is his base form. It's still an immensely powerful form. He's basically looks kind of like copperish with marks and metal gauntlets. He's very skilled at hand-to-hand combat too, extremely skilled. He's beaten armies on his own. Then if he gets stronger or angrier, he goes into his 6-arm Vajra form, which is more or less a 6-arm form. That's stronger, faster, whole shebang. Now his Berserk form is extremely powerful, at times his strongest form, where he goes full raged, where the only thing really he is capable of doing is discerning not to hurt people, not to hurt innocents. Apart from that, he is now a golden figure with claws and 4 to 6 arms, I believe. No, it's 4 arms. A pure mantra that he uses to completely wreck individuals. Now, there's also his Wrath form, which is a weakened form of that, which if he's in Berserk form for too long and the Berserk form doesn't do the trick, it becomes sundered and becomes the Wrath form, which is still powerful, and he actually regains some of his mentality back. But it's nowhere near strong, and it can be far more easily defeated than his Berserk form. Then after that, we have his Mantra form. Now, Mantra Asura was basically, if I'm remembering this correctly, he was able to fully regulate his mantra at that point. I'm going to go back from mantra to mantra. And he basically was given a regulator, and he could more or less, as it states, his arms had the power of 1,000 arms. Now, that might be an exaggeration, but if it literally has the power of 1,000 arms, this probably means it has the power of 1,000 of his arms. So times whatever his incalculable strength at this point is by 1,000. And then we have Mantra Regulator Asura, which he was given a regulator for his mantra, because one of the problems with that form is he could not regulate his mantra, so he could only keep that form for a certain amount of time. But with the regulator in him, he was able to basically control it and reach new heights of power, eventually leading to Asura the Destroyer. Now, or Destructor. Now, Asura the Destructor is more. This is the strongest Asura has ever been. This is the guy. Basically, there is a golden spider who is actually a different god entirely, who is the actual main villain of Asura's Wrath, who is going to destroy Gaia, the planet, more or less, the planet of Gaia, which is more or less Earth. And this we're talking about, even bigger than Wise and Galactus. This thing is like God knows how big. And to do this, he took on the form of the Destructor, which is also Galactus level size, and literally absorbed all the power back and then just reversed it back onto him, adding his own power to it. Literally, this form destroyed stars and planets. So, and then he got reincarnated into his final form, and he's very strong still, but we don't know how strong. He's happy with his wife is getting. So, yes. Now, he's been defeated before in the past, hence the reincarnation factor, so he's not invincible, but I can't think of any clear weakness apart from blinding rage that you can maybe take advantage of. So, in factoring this fight, let's get something out of the way. This is going to be a very odd fight to do. More or less, it's probably going to be a fight where Asura. Again, this is a fight, the most realistic scenario, not technically neutral ground, where these characters fight. They have to exist in the same universe, obviously, in this case. So, Azura's probably doing his thing, fighting some, there's a race of things that are Goma, which is like the shadow of Gaia, as they put it, and he's probably fighting them. Hulk gets involved, and they start a fight. So, I see Hulk basically being able to take on several of the forms. Basically, his Vajara form and his 6-arm Vajara form, I strongly believe Hulk can probably take those on, even though I believe Asura is very much the faster of the two and very more skilled in hand-to-hand combat. But that being said, Hulk's still probably the physical stronger of the two. Now, after that, Asura's just going to get angrier and angrier because he is a very relentless and vicious fighter. So he may very well, and it should be noted that when he gained the mantra form, he doesn't go into berserker form anymore because it's a stronger form and he has more control over that. Well, for the sake of this, we'll say he has access to every form. So, berserk form, that one's going to probably hurt the Hulk quite a bit. That one's probably going to beat the Hulk down a bit. But Hulk's just going to get pissed off from this because I don't think it's going to be a full enough power. Because he's fought cosmic beings before. He's fought Thanos and things like that. So, that's not going to be enough to put the Hulk down. And the Hulk's going to be more pissed off, more angry than before, and come back and start beating on Berserker Asura, who's just going to start beating on the Hulk again. It's going to be a back and forth for a while until the Berserker form wears out, and then we got the Sundered form, which is weaker than the Berserker form, and at this point we're talking about a stronger Hulk than what we started the fight. So now we're talking about a weakened Asura, who has actually semi-awareness of what he's doing. But he's going to get his ass kicked at that point. However, then he goes into mantra form. And in mantra form, he's got the power. His power is basically multiplied 10,000-fold from his base form, I'm going to assume. So now he's probably able to match the Hulk, beat out the Hulk for a while. And it's going to be a very big back and forth is the problem with this fight, because their power is both fueled by rage. And the more they beat on each other, the angrier the other is going to get. So and there's no clear limit to either of their strength. So they're basically going to keep going back and forth. Even in mantra form, I think they're going to be going back and forth. Now, in mantra form, he might be able to knock him out, the Hulk. But if he hasn't, but again, we're talking about a Hulk who's been continuously getting angry and angrier throughout this fight. So he's getting stronger and stronger throughout this fight. So I kind of doubt it at that point. Now we can't gauge this. Now, to be fair, we can't necessarily gauge the full power or weight of Wyzen in that Galactus form. I'm going to call it the Galactus form. It's really his full God form, more or less. But if I were to guess, that finger weighs a good couple billion tons. So, and that's one punch, and Hulk is lifting mountains. So I'd say they're probably even. So more or less, he's probably stronger than base form Hulk. He's been definitely stronger than base form Hulk once we get into Mantra Asura. But even then, I don't think the Mantra Asura is going to be able to defeat him. So when he goes into destructive form, that's where the flip is going to happen. As strong as Hulk is, Hulk may even be considered a planet buster. But he's not a star buster. He's not a galaxy buster. That's where the line gets drawn. Asura the Destructor is a planetary galaxy buster level of power. Hulk is not. Now, Hulk has taken on beings who are that powerful and come alive, but he's never defeated Galactus on his own. He's never defeated Eternity on his own. He's never defeated, I don't think he's never defeated Thanos on his own. He's never defeated cosmic galactic beings on that level of power on his own. And that's where the line gets drawn. But for the fight and the problem is, you'd think, no, Hulk's just going to knock him out beforehand. No! Hulk's fought demigods. Hulk's fought Hercules before. Hercules can take on the Hulk for a while. And if Hercules, a demigod, can take it on, then Asura, the embodiment of wrath, that when he gets hit more in a fight, will get angrier and stronger. Yes, he can continue to last longer. So this fight will just get drawn out until Destructor Asura gets brought out. In which case, Hulk cannot defeat Destructor Asura, which means this fight is going to go to Asura from Asura's wrath. However, I do believe one of the factors of the Hulk is that he will eventually change back into Banner. And I think I don't think Asura will actually defeat Hulk. I mean, Destructor will destroy Hulk. Hulk has survived a great deal of crap. He's going to completely and utterly wreck Hulk shit, but he's not going to defeat Hulk. He's going to probably knock Hulk out, and then Hulk will trans back in the Banner, in which case, Asura will then see the innocent that Banner actually is, calm down, and then actually go and talk to Banner. In which case, after Banner wakes up, in which case, I think the friendship factor that Asura does will come into play. Hulk transform again, except now Hulk and him are buddies. So now they'll have a friendly spar all they want now, and go on amazing adventures to fight a whole bunch of wacky, interdimensional, and cosmic crap. I want to see the adventures of Hulk and Asura / Banner. That would be awesome. But yeah, overall, because of the nature of these characters, I don't see any way for Hulk to beat him. I don't. This is actually similar to, now this is a far more interesting and clear, even fight than, say, Avatar Aang was against Captain Planet, because Avatar had no freaking way to beat Captain Planet. The difference is, Hulk, because of the limitless amount of potential these characters have, it's feasible in a scenario maybe Hulk could beat him. Especially if maybe we're talking about maybe like a World War Hulk where he's everything combined. All his personas have merged together successfully. Maybe, but it's a very slim. I'm not going to say it's impossible for Hulk to win, but if Destructor Asura gets brought into play, which is a very likely scenario given the nature of these characters, it's very unlikely for the Hulk to win. But I won't say it's an impossibility, but I'm saying 95% of the time, Asura is going to win over the Hulk. But Hulk has to be a 5% chance of winning, given maybe a certain circumstances. Like if Hulk gets strong enough maybe to destroy him in one of his weaker forms, that's possible. But it's very unlikely given both the nature of these characters that they share the same factor of increased strength and abilities with anger. So, thank you for watching. That is my final verdict. 95% Asura, 5% Hulk. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, if you want us to review something, put it in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. And if you have an idea for who or when you want me to do, put that in the comments below as well. I'll do that fight at some point. So thanks for watching, and I will see you for my Mission Impossible review later tonight. So, boom, boom.